burning Barbies is trollery, obviously. But by the same, like, I don't make a habit of it. Although I was asked, that YouTube video made a lot of money, actually, and I was asked by some people at the company what we were going to do with that money, and I said, well, just like any other business proposition, you keep doubling down. We're going to buy 800 more Barbies, and we're going to burn them.
For me, it was very memorable. Seeing you do that,
it's imagery. It's imagery. This is the part that everybody gets said, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Okay, you guys, you spent like $400 million to make a movie about giant dolls, and you're like, how much money did you spend to burn 4 Barbies? I promise you, our budgeting was perfully in line. It was fine.
But how did you come up with ideas like that? Because the other one that really stood out to me
was just a Barbenheimer idea. Honest to God, like all that it's Barbenheimer. I'm holding a bomb. We throw the bomb, and then we realized we didn't have the capacity in time to make a good explosion graphic. That's all it was. We didn't have the capacity to actually like make a nuke graphic that would look really cool and like Terminator 2 of the Barbies, right? We didn't have that. So instead, I'm holding a bomb, and then I'm holding a match, and then I light the match, and I set them on fire. And that's like, because it costs 0 money and 0 time. That's why. Because the turnaround time between when I filmed that and when it went up was 1 day. That's why.
What about like the WAP breakdown? Because that was another video for me that really stood out.
Okay, so the WAP breakdown, what's so funny about that is that, so there's this strange dynamic that has cropped up in the last few years where I will do something that is clearly meant to be funny, like that is clearly a joke. And then the left will be like, does he even know he's joking? It's like, yeah, no shit, I know I'm joking. Of course I'm joking. I mean, I did a 15-minute exposition on the dumbest song ever written. Of course I know I'm joking. But then they'll be like, is he really joking? But is he? I was like, yeah, I am. And like,
but the undertones, though.
But the undertones, he's... Well, I mean, first of all, I will admit that there's an undertone to these videos of moral condemnation. Because, yes, it is bad that we have a culture that glorifies songs that talk about the moisture state of your genitals. That's a bad thing. That's not good for kids. It's directed at teenagers. It's directed at young girls. It's stupid. It's venal. It's just... So, yes. Am I condemnatory of that? Sure. Also, is it funny that I, a very white person, am reading slowly and purposefully bleeping out the words to WAP? Of course that's funny. By the way, I've been doing that routine since like 2014. I used to do it on my Seattle radio show, except I used to pull Handel's Water music and I used to put it underneath. Like dun 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 dun, and we play that underneath me reading rap lyrics. Because the whole idea is that this is a degraded culture, and now I'm going to place this against some of the great pieces in the Western canon, and you're going to see how stupid this is. So yeah, I mean, we had a graphic at the beginning of it. It's called Deconstructing the Culture. I've been doing it for years. But every so often, one of them will just blow up. Yeah. And you can have 2 attitudes about it. One is to be like annoyed, and the other is like, I'm kind of delighted that people, are made so both angry and happy by something so stupid. Like
poking the bear a little bit? Like,
well, I mean, we certainly know. We certainly know when we make a Barbie review. So there's certain things in culture that have become sacrosanct, and you're not allowed to say them. Like Beyonce is overrated. She's overrated. Or like Barbie is an unfunny movie that is filled with feminist claptrap. It's an unfunny movie that's filled with feminist claptrap. Or like Cardi B is an untalented hack who's been elevated to a position of extraordinary cultural power by the fact that she's incredibly vulgar. Everything I just said. So if you say these things, you're really not supposed to say them. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I mean, there I am poking a stick in the eye, because how is it that those things are unsayable? That's the thing that always gets me. I talk about politics and morality, and I say things that are really politically incorrect all the time. And every time in the last several years, there's been like a massive blow up. It's not about any of those things. It's about a cultural icon that the left has erected. And then I've said, I don't like that thing. It's bad. Beyonce's overrated. And I'm like, no! Yeah. I mean, I said in my video about the follow-up to the Barbie video, that the internet treated me burning the Barbies like I'd burned a Quran or something. I mean, like it actually was like a holy writ. This is how seriously people take their culture. First of all, you shouldn't take culture that seriously, because our culture is fundamentally unserious. I can see taking Bach that seriously. Don't tell me I have to take Nicki Minaj that seriously, please. Like spare me. I'm a cultural snob. I will remain a cultural snob because there are standards of beauty and good in this world, and Beethoven is better than Cardi B, and Brahms is better than Nicki Minaj, and Shakespeare is better than both of them. And trying to pretend that all of these things are flat, a flattened version of culture, that all culture is equivalent, is stupid, and it's puerile, and it's deadening to the human soul.
And when you post pictures of you on Twitter outside the Barbie poster holding a little.
We had no idea that was going to go viral.
I saw that and I immediately was like, this is one of the funniest things I think I've
Right. So it didn't occur to us because we literally did that on the spur of the moment. So we went at like 11 o'clock in the morning to see this dumb piece of trash. And I go and I was just wearing what I had worn on the show that day. Right? I mean, on the show that day, I just worn, normal people clothes,
all
like
black.
a black t-shirt and black jeans. How many people across the United States on a given day wear a black t-shirt and black jeans? That's like a pretty common outfit. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't like I'm clearly making fun of the Barbie movie when I'm wearing a denim jacket and a white shirt, right? Like clearly that is like no one owns a denim jacket anymore. It's not 1985. But like a black t-shirt and black jeans is pretty much like my normal go-to wear. So in any case, we go and I'm like taking notes in the back. And my producers are cynically slow clapping all of the America Ferrera speeches and everything. And then we come out, and right before we leave, they're like, we're going to have to like push this video out, and we're going to put a tweet out about it. Do you want to take a picture? Should we take a picture in front of the giant Barbie poster? And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, we're doing memes anyway, so like, why not? So I'm like there, and I'm not going to be like smiling because I hated the movie, and I'm not going to be like really grumpy because it didn't make me like super grumpy as much as just annoyed that I'd wasted 2 hours of my life doing this shit. And so I'm just kind of like slightly annoyed, and I'm holding a pad of paper because I wanted to show people that, yeah, there is something funny about the fact that I sat there and I like literally took notes. But how else do you do a review? I mean, if you're reviewing a movie, this is how you do a review. You go in with a pad of paper. You think that the reviewer at the Wall Street Journal is sitting there without a pad of paper when he's watching a movie? How's he going to review the movie? He's got to write down quotes. Like this is so. So the fact that went like super duper viral and people were very upset about it. Oh my God, he took a picture in front of the Barbie poster. Oh no. Okay, Rich, you want to talk first world problems? You being upset about me standing in front of a Barbie poster at a theater. That's a first world problem. You want to call me an elite? You're an elite.
I think just people knew what was coming.
Of course they knew it was coming.
And it's that anticipation.
I mean, we said in the tweet that I thought it was trash. Yeah, I mean, it was like that tweet had maybe more traffic than the actual video. It probably did. I mean, do we know? I feel like it was
viral
close.
On every single platform, like tens of times.
People were nuts about the tweet. All I said is that it's a woke piece of crap, and everyone was like, no! It was like slow motion. No! It was like William Dafoe getting shot from behind in Platoon. Oh! Like, guys, get over it. I'm allowed to think that your beloved movie about the joys of feminism is garbage. I'm sorry it wasn't Citizen Kane. That's your problem. I didn't make it.
And when you get hate,
5 million views on the picture.
5 million views.
55 million on the picture.
But what's crazy to me is that picture, how many views does What Does a Woman Have on Twitter? Because I saw it when it was at, I think, 30, 40 million
I think it's like
views.
200 million. I think it's like 200 million.
So the fact that one picture got a fourth of what this documentary got is, I really think.
I mean, Twitter metrics are a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Twitter metrics are a little weird because people scrolling past. Also, it's easier to consume a picture than it is to consume a full movie. But yeah, I mean, of all the things that I've tweeted, do I think that one deserves to be like far and away number one? I have serious doubts about the wisdom of the American public if that's the case, but
But isn't that proof that you really have to dumb things down? For most people and most platforms, the simpler it is to consume, the better it is.
Well, the more entertaining it is to consume, the better it is. And it really isn't about dumbing down, it's about entertaining it down. And so what I take some pride in is the fact that even when I talk about politics, I hope that it's both informative and entertaining. So if I'm doing a full breakdown of the indictment against Trump this week, then, I hope that I'm going to give you all the information you need to know from a legal point of view and from a political point of view, but I hope that there'll be a few jokes along the way and you'll find it entertaining. It's a lot easier to do that about entertainment. I mean, we did a video about me reviewing Oppenheimer. It did pretty big traffic like 2 days ago. Like people like talking about entertainment specifically because it's light. Mm-hmm. That's why the juxtaposition of me being kind of seriously considering the message of Barbie is inherently funny. But it actually is. So on one level, it's funny because obviously it's funny. Me talking about like the clear narrative implications of a movie about a doll, that's funny. But also the entire media did make it about that. The importance of the Barbie movie. Why was the Barbie movie significantly more important than the latest Paddington film? Why? I mean, they're both about children's toys. So why is one of them an insanely important cultural event that the press is going gaga over? And there's big articles, like I read them in advance. There are huge articles in like Vanity Fair talking with Greta Gerwig and talking with Margot Robbie and talking about their perspectives on feminism and talking with the trans person who's in the movie and all of the rest of it, because they take the politics very seriously. What they don't like is that I notice that they take the politics very seriously, and I think their politics are garbage. That's the thing they don't like. What they want is to be able to promote the propaganda without anybody pointing out that it is propaganda. And so the way they treat that is that, how dare you take this seriously? Oh, it's such a joke that you take this seriously. That's why The View is doing that routine. The View did this routine where they're like, oh my God, isn't it emasculating that you took this movie seriously? You took the movie seriously. I noticed that you took the movie seriously. You started it. I mean, like, and as far as it being emasculating, again, it is amazing to me how quickly members of the cultural left will jump to such transphobic notions as emasculation. It makes me very upset. How dare they? Maybe I was just in touch with my feminine side. I'm a man, I can be. Or maybe I'm a woman, who knows?